If you are the healthier partner after 60, I want to talk about what that stress does to us over time, that responsibility that we have, that feeling of having to stay strong all the time. It adds up. And what it does is it changes our body internally. It changes our whole nervous system to have that level of stress ongoing. In the last video, we talked about caregiving. And this video, I want to talk about what caregiving and preparing for that change does to us internally. Hi, I'm Jean from the Healthier Partner After 60. And I am a speech language pathologist that has worked with caregivers over many decades. And I am in my own personal journey of caregiving. I'm preparing for that. And this is a really important subject that is very close to my heart. I have seen what caregiving has done for the primary caregiver and for their own health. And I want to shout it from the rooftops just how dangerous caregiving is. They term caregiving, long-term caregiving, is 4 years or more if you've cared for someone. And caring for a spouse increases your risks even more than, say, caring for an adult child or a parent. It's not a pretty picture at all what caregiving does to a person. We get used to this feeling that we have, and it can sneak up on us, or it just becomes like our normal. So we don't take it serious any longer, or pay attention to it and give it the attention that it deserves or really requires. So it can be really subtle, like you're having trouble sleeping, you're irritable, you're feeling like you're on alert, like you're waiting for the shoe to drop, carrying these mental checklists in our mind all the time, tight shoulders, elevated shoulders, just feeling tension in our body, fatigue. And if we're having weight changes, and for some folks that's they're losing weight, other folks are gaining weight, and elevated blood pressure. There's all kinds of statistics out there, and I really, really beg you, go look at those statistics. But some of the statistics are 63% of caregivers compared to their peers, people of their age that are not caregiving, 63% higher chance of our own mortality, death. I've seen it. I see people, primary caregivers, drop dead. I see them have major health issues. 82% is one estimate, caregivers compared to their peers that aren't caregiving. 82% have increased cardiovascular disease. We have increased blood pressure, increased cholesterol, and increased mortality. That is a staggering number. Because cardiovascular disease is, we are such a risk as caregivers with that chronic stress. There's this, I can't stop. Once you hear something, sometimes you can't unhear it. And I don't know where I read this, but I did write it down, that this chronic low grade stress becomes our baseline. And we don't even notice it any longer at some point. And I just really honestly beg people to start taking the first step and just monitor your own vital signs. Get a simple blood pressure cuff and start tracking your blood pressure as at least a first step of what to do. Download on your phone a blood pressure tracker. Go to your app store. These are free. And you can put in your numbers in there. and it will give you a 7-day average, a 30-day average, 60, 90-day average, and on and on. This is really important when you go to doctor's appointments or for your own tracking. Keep track of your own blood pressure and your health in this way, so that you see when the red signs, if there's a pattern and you're consistent, you need to take care and take this really, really, really serious. I don't want to die from caregiving, and it's a long road, and we cannot ignore our own health. We need to take concrete steps to really pay attention to our own health. In the next